Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on the planet or another dimension. Well, Candace Owens, I guess, has lost her mind. You got this lady here up in your left corner here. She is Jennifer Welch. She's a left wing, leftard, very vile person who apparently is popular in those circles. And here we have Candace Owens. Let's bring Candace Owens so you see Candace Owens. Candace, I mean, you can't make this stuff up, people. You just can't make this stuff up, Candace Owens. So, um, where to begin? Where to begin? We got a couple things going. Couple of little hot headlines before we dive into the Candace Owens rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and gobbledygoo. And you could throw Tucker Carlson in with that. Like what the hell's going on? Judge orders Trump's top immigration guy, the guy over the border, the leader, to appear in court every day by 6 p.m. But not on weekends. Not on weekends, this judge. She said, no, you could just see me on Monday. But hey, crime doesn't stop, right? It's 24 hours a day. She wants him to backdate for a month, like almost an entire month of every arrest they've made. They want all body cam footage from every officer on the ground, and this is in Chicago, by the way, because he went to Chicago. And this female judge, she's not even a natural-born citizen. She was born in Jamaica, raised in Canada. Her parents are Jamaican. They're not even Canada. She didn't come to America until she was 15. And she's been appointed a life position on one of the highest courts in Chicago. It is astounding. She needs to be impeached. We need to pass a law, amend the Constitution, that for these lifetime appointed judges have to be either a second or third born generation American, period. Because she is so far left ideology. Y'all need to go Google, who did I watch last night? The Andrew Branca show. He is an attorney. He went over all of the transcripts from when Trump's head guy, the head leader over the border. He's the guy. He's the guy. Bond something. I apologize. I was doing all the research on Candace Owens, but I just have in my notes here. But anyway, he's over the border patrol, and he's been sent to Chicago to help clean it up. Now look at Ohio, not Ohio. Portland. Okay, Portland. They went and cleaned up those camps y'all saw on Nick's channel. They cleaned. Those people were camped out like it was a homeless encampment. Had tables, had grills, coolers. They had people bringing them food every day because that's been going on for 100 days, over 100 days. These people are getting paid by somebody, and somebody's bringing stuff to them. I mean, it was all down the sidewalk, and it was trashed. It looked like something out of L.A., right? Those homeless encampments, and these people are all lined up on the fence. On the fences, you saw outfits and stupid Halloween crap All of that's gone. All of it's gone. Apparently, they couldn't, either Nick or somebody had posted images of this. And then boom, Portland police came out and moved them all out. Just moved them out, cleaned it up. I mean, it was massive junk. We're talking, those fold-up white plastic tables all lined up. They had tents like they had a command central. I mean, they were organized. So to me, that's not like a grassroots type of protest where you're passionate about something. This looked well organized and pretty well funded. Now, how they got these stupid people out there, good Lord, they were spending 8-10 hours a day. Some of them were sleeping there if they weren't living there. I would be curious of how many people actually lived in that city. Is my thoughts on that. There was a modern day Bonnie and Clyde. This happened a few days ago. Caught on camera having sex before they robbed an eatery. Ew. That's right up there with scrubbing the White House after LaMonica Lewinsky and Bill and Clinton. Before they were going to rob it. It's insane, right? I got a couple of stories I'm going to do a video on in a little while. You have a family. They got like $1 million home. They had a baby. And they hired a nanny. They thought they found the perfect nanny. And then this nanny decided not to leave. And it turned out to be a nightmare. So it's going to be in another video we're going to do here in a little while. So stay tuned for that. So it's all about, and it's in New York, and she's a squatter. And she is a squatter. But I guess we can just dive right into Candace Owens. So I could just play this. It's a 3-minute clip. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And then we'll get to why I have Jennifer Welch on here. And I've got a Dinesh D'Souza video because he had some text messages in between him and Charlie Kirk a couple of weeks before he died. Because we all know, well, I don't know if you know, Tucker Carlson is going cray-cray or something just like Candace Owens on these. And he's doing these softball, mushy interviews. Like he just interviewed Dick Fuentes. If y'all don't know who he is, he's a radical left with some crazy ideas. He's out there. He's out there on the left as far as being racist against Jews and this kind of thing. And Tucker Carlson does an interview with him and just has a conversation. What is he, the next Joe Rogan? So Tucker Carlson is just having a conversation with this Nick guy. Didn't challenge him on anything. Now, I know on X there's a lot of clips of the interview. Osmond Gold covered a couple of the short clips that were on X, but a lot of the things he said, he does make sense, Nick Fuentes, okay, but his overall core, no, you do not want to get gaslighted and trapped in that bubble of insanity because he mixes it with some stuff that you probably would agree with. I think this is the danger of Candace Owens, people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, where they came out, or their upcomings, they were looked upon as conservative Christians with good values. I mean, at one point I did subscribe to Candace's channel. And then I saw her with all this gobbledygoo with the Tater Tot brothers. And I'm like, what's going on here? So she's doing these interviews and it didn't really challenge him. She's just like, oh, yeah, I know. Because the Tater Tot's trying to say 10 years prior, he wasn't doing nothing. He had these OnlyFans girls. And then she would just dismiss it while like, yeah, if I could look back 10 years ago, I would have done this and I said this and this, and we all make mistakes and this kind of stuff. It was like, oh, my God. What is happening here? So we all know about the Tater Tot brothers. If you don't know who I'm talking about, it's Andrew Tate, and he's always with his brother. So they've been dubbed the Tater Tot brothers. And Candace Owens just gives him a pass. I don't know why. And this is way before the Jewish stuff came out, right? Where she's all like, she starts bringing up the Franklins, something from like, what, 1300s? Good God, I don't know, something BC. You know, like she's digging deep, man. She's digging deep. She's reaching. Oh, yeah, the Jews, they killed children and drank Christian children and drank their blood. I mean, it was some crazy shit, right? So I stopped watching her right after the Tater Tot incident. And then she slowly has gone into this conspiracy rabbit hole where she thinks there's some kind of conspiracy with Jews or whatever that killed Charlie Kirk. It's like, okay. And then, and you have Tucker Carlson on the other side, him as well. Conservative, claims he's a Christian. And then he gives these weird interviews he gives these platforms to these just outrageous people when he doesn't challenge them. It's like Candace Owens didn't challenge the Tater Tot. It's like, what are you doing? Where's your journalistic integrity? Why are you not hitting him hard? Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Not just agreeing and listening to him yap and blah, 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 blah. Tucker Carlson interviews some woman who has a mustache. And she's an American, but she lives she acts like she's a Muslim or something. Like she's some kind of mum. I don't even know what they call them. Or what she is. And she was just saying the goofiest things. Y'all can go Google it. I mean, it's like, what are you doing? And now he has Nick Fuentes. Plus, he's gone down a crazy rabbit hole. And then there's this whole big thing. I'm not really, I guess, somewhat understanding it and not understanding it, where some Jews like Ben Shapiro, just for instance, is upset that maybe people like Megyn Kelly or Tucker Carlson or others, if they criticize the Israeli government, that somehow they're anti-Semitic. So I don't know. I think I've heard that their own people, because we criticize our government, so the populace of Israel, maybe they have some grievances with their government. I'm sure they do, right? It couldn't be completely perfect. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who complains about something because it's never enough. But I'm not understanding how you could be called, like you hate the Jews, you're a Zion, all this kind of stuff because you criticize the government. Because a lot of people think, some people are saying that, hey, we need to stop funding them. And we're giving all this food aid to all these countries, and just, it's not just Israel, it's other countries as well. And like, we need to rein in some spending. Hell, we can't even rein in SNAP. And it doesn't seem like anybody in the House or the Senate or anybody wants to do anything about it, and they all know it's a big scam. I learned last night, because I did a video yesterday on it, but I learned some more information. Like, information just keeps coming out and coming out. There are people from other countries who aren't even living in the country are getting food stamps. And apparently it's very lucrative. And I guess it was in New York or somewhere where they found all these barrels that were getting shipped out, and this person would buy them from the SNAP, right, and give them the cash, and then they would go and sell it. Like, some of the popular items were like Frosted Flakes, for instance, in these other countries. So apparently it's been very lucrative. I had somebody several years ago, that's a long time ago, ask me one day at work, hey, I need some cash because I got to pay whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't have any cash. I don't have, I don't have $50. I don't have $100. She says, well, I'll take you to the grocery store because I have food stamps. And she said, I'll get you $100 worth of food and you can come with me with your cart and then I'll pay for it and then you give me $50 in cash. So I called my house. I was like, hey, this girl says me that. And they're like, no. I was like, I'm going to do it anyway, but I'm just saying this blew my mind. This blew my mind. So this has been going on. And look, guys, this was a long time ago. This was at least 2 decades ago that this happened. And good God. And it continues. It just continues to happen. So you have Tucker Carlson going out, really weird stuff. There was an interview with him. He was at his cabin and some guy's interviewing him and he's all saying he's got these scratches on the side of him, that he's in bed with his wife and 4 dogs. He's in bed with his wife with 4 dogs. He's asleep. He wakes up and he's got scratches on him. He says a demon scratched him. I'm like, what? What the hell are you saying? You sure it wasn't the dog? Are you sure? No, it wasn't the dog. It was demonic. It was a demon. That's what he says. So he's going off on the whole Jewish thing, this and so I don't know what's really going on here. I guess, is this one of those seeds to get planted? Just think about it, right? Because they plant stuff and then it just takes on a life of its own. Okay, so the seeds planted that, hey, we need to stop funding Israel. No, they're still our allies and I still love them. Right? Is this what you guys have been hearing too? What does this mean? What does this mean? I mean, I think we're always going to help them. Apparently, who did I watch that was talking about, it might have been on Fox Business. They were talking about how the economy of Israel is better than ours, right? They're just booming. They're doing really well. Their economy is just doing really well. And why are we giving them money? So I don't know what this means. What's going on here? Is there something to plant the seed of we need to just move back away from Israel or something? Because we've always been allies of them. Christians believe, because they believe the Bible, Israel is the promised land. They're the chosen people. I was watching Gold, and he brought up, he was doing the clips, and it might have been in that clip where he was covering Tucker and Nick Fuentes. And he brought it up. He goes, I don't know, he off cuff that people just believe that Israel's the promised land or some shit. Like the way he said it, it was kind of flippant. Like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't believe this. If he doesn't, if you don't take the Bible literally, okay, so I'm just assuming he is not a Christian. He's more liberal to the center, because a lot of views Osmond Gold has, he comes across very conservative, but then on some things it just veers to the side, like his issues on abortion. He thinks we should have abortion. Of course, pro-lifers doesn't want any, because it's just nonsense, right? It's just nonsense. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough and covered that. Go do your own research on Tucker Carlson, that he has gone to the dark side. Well, I think my point I was getting to, too, is that what makes her dangerous and Tucker Carlson dangerous, it's because they got millions of people that subscribe to them. Millions of people. And then now they're planting these goofy things these weird things, especially Candace Owens too. Just going down these creepy conspiracy theories. She's getting all caught up in this stuff. Well, she's having to go to court because what? The guy, the prime minister over there is suing her because she says that his wife is a man. And they're pissed off about it. It's like they should have just left it alone. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about this guy's wife. And if he got with her when he was 15 over 50 years ago, who cares? Nobody gives a shit. But Candace Owens felt it necessary because she's farming content. And this was some content she wanted to farm. I don't know. But she goes down these weird rabbit holes. The Jews killing, the Franklins killing Christian children back in ancient times and drinking their blood, and how this all the conspiracy stuff, and then Tucker Carlson was his weirdness and how he's interviewing people and some of the things he says. Go look at Charlie Kirk's memorial service and see Tucker Carlson, the way he laughs. It's almost like creepy. I should just get that. I should just pull that up, right? I should just find that. Maybe I should, or you guys can look at it and fast forward it. Get to him. And it was really weird what he was saying. And then he had this high-pitched, creepy... The whole thing was creepy, right? It was just completely creepy. All right, so let's listen to Candace Owens. Oh, one note before we get started. I had did a whole series on these type of videos right here that you see on this television screen beside me for relaxing and studying. Where you just put it on. Some of them are 2 hours, hour and a half long or whatever, where you can just sit and read and study. Now, maybe this particular one might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I loved it. I put some light ocean waves to it, some birds, some seagulls, and then there's this ominous woman's voice, like beckoning sailors to their death. I love it. But every day I've had one on here. There are all the videos that I have done myself. If you're interested in looking at any of those, go check the playlists. So there's several different ones. Yesterday I used one on anime. I really loved that. I love all the ones I did, not just because I did them. I just enjoy them, and I use them myself. Have it on while you're reading or you're doing some research. You could just have it on in the background, really light, and it's tranquil and peaceful. And then, and you can enjoy it or whatever you're doing. All right. Let's hear Goofy Candace. Let's see what she's going to say.
Telling you, I don't even think it's for human.
No.
Like, I look at
Oh no, why is there no sound?
Elon Musk.
Why is there no sound? Let me fix it. I fix it. It was my headset. Candace Owens says she does not believe that Elon Musk, which is the three guys that are going to be on the screen, Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Peter Thiel, are humans. Instead, calls them hybrids. They're hybrid humans. She mentions there is something strange about their eyes, and says she's not sure they even bleed. What was that line in Predator, the very first Predator? Was it Predator? Says, well, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Owens describes a dark demonic presence and claims they are transhumanists who want to control humanity through AI and godless technology. Now, I might be with her on the godless technology, because most technology ends up that is good ends up being used for evil. Isn't that always happen? I mean, there's good stuff, great stuff on YouTube, but there sure is a lot of creepy stuff on YouTube as well, And that with anything else. well, let's see. Let's see it. Let's see it. Let me get in place here for you guys. My goodness. My goodness. This cracking me up. Oh my God. All right. This is in her own words.
Telling you, I don't even think these people are human. Like, I look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you
Holy
know? Like my phone's
smokes.
getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not gonna stab them, but I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean? And
If I stabbed you. No, I don't want to stab anybody. Oh my God.
And I just get that sense. I've always known it was demonic. And people just get on board because, as we talked about in this book, they are using science and this idea of technology and this idea of transforming society for the better to indoctrinate us into accepting this. And it's wrong and it's backwards. And the main component of all of this is psychology, right? They're able to do it because of psychology, making you think that society has gotten better. Our kids have objectively gotten dumber. We've become fatter. We've become less healthy. We've become less.
There was a stat that, what was the percent? It was huge. It was huge. I don't know if it was like 80, 75% of all the people on Snap. Oh, it was the children. Oh, and the parents were all obese that are on Snap. The 42 million people who are on Snap. The ones that are in America, because we know the crap's going all over the world. It's a damn Ponzi scheme. Not a Ponzi scheme. It's just a huge scam, right? It's a huge money scam. Coca-Cola fought to keep Snap, fought for Snap to be able to buy sodas. Amazon fought for Snap to purchase shit online. You got Amazon and Coca-Cola. I don't know who the third one is. Was Walmart. It's Walmart, Amazon, Coca-Cola, because they can buy all this bullshit food, because it's probably just human nature to go and buy all the junk. I saw stats of what they're spending the money on, because they have all that, because it's all digital, it's all computerized, so they know what these people are buying with this money. It's like Oreos and shit, potato chips, soda pop. It's all garbage. It's all garbage food. So either they need to, okay, we're going to give you SNAP benefits because we don't want you to starve. So you're going to get a sack of potatoes, and you're going to get a bag of rice, and you're going to get some beans because you need protein. So they can have beans and rice for dinner. They're not going to starve. And our grocery prices would go down. Everybody's grocery prices would go down. If they want meat, if they want fucking Oreo cookies or Lay's potato chips or Coca-Cola, they need to go and frickin' buy it with their own cash. But if you saw bread lines back during the Depression, they were just giving them a warm bowl of soup. It was probably maybe a chicken base. It was more like probably a leg. Well, they had to feed hundreds and thousands of people in these bread lines, and that's all they were getting was soup and bread. So you got 40 million people. They're not going to starve. They could definitely go on a diet, but it needs to be completely restricted. Why are they allowing them to buy Frosted Flakes? It's just full of sugar. All of this garbage. Garbage. And she's saying that we're being manipulated in the dumbing down of schools. Well, shit, they've been dumbing down education. My son's 38 years old. I keep saying this. And I saw it when he was in first grade. They pulled me to the side and said, we're not teaching phonics. We're going to teach memorization. It was crazy. I taught him phonics at home. But you probably had other young parents or whatever, or people just working, and they don't have time. I know people, you should make time for your kids because it's very, very important. What they're not going to teach them at school, if you can't afford a private school, you're going to have to take that time in the evening and sit down with them and start teaching them stuff. Basically it. But that's been going on for a long time. I think there is a threat from within that is demonic, that wants to tell you a woman can be a man and a man can be a woman, butchering children, abortion, millions upon millions. I'm with her. I don't even know if she's what I am saying, but what I am saying, I think these things are demonic. Now, whether Elon Musk and these other two guys are hybrid humans, I don't know, because she says there's something in their eyes. Now, I'm not a Bible expert, but I know in the last days, evil will be perceived as good and good will be perceived as evil. And the left, I've noticed, because he says, well, Jesus, how are we supposed to know when all this is going to happen? He's like, you're going to know them by their fruits and you need to watch the signs, right? I always remembered that. So it's like, it's coming into my head like, damn, all these leftists, these pundits on TV, these politicians who are leftists are for these things and they think it's good. But we know it's evil. And it's like, wow, this is crazy. Is this the beginning of the end? I'm not saying that, hey, we're in the last days, because I don't know. I mean, this shit might go on another 50 years or 100 years before anything happens, right? Before the Antichrist comes on the scene. I mean, Trump's running around stopping wars and making peace all over the world. Brannon said the other day, Brannon, is that his name? Steve Brannon. He says, Trump is what did he say, is a heavenly, divine, how he worded it, it was like a spiritual term he used to say that Trump should run. Trump's going to be president in 2028. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Okay, well, all right, we're going to keep our eyes open. Is Trump the guy that ushering in all the peace? I don't think so, but we got to keep our eyes open, right? Because if we believe the book of Revelation and we're looking for these things. I mean, but Candace Owens is on the deep end, guys.
Emotionally sound. And yet they are convincing us that this is like humanity's great leap forward. We put a man on the moon, and he just like called them up and was like, hey, press, what's up? I'm up here. Yeah, it's so cool. It's really great. It's nice. Starry night up here.
I don't think we went to the moon. And I'm going to tell you why. Elon Musk said himself, we can't get to the moon right now. And the guy, he's in an interview. Go Google it. He says, why? He said, because we forgot. I was like, what? We forgot? We forgot the material that we used to shield the spaceship, the rocket that went up, broke apart, and then it landed on the moon. And if y'all watch videos of that moon landing, this rinky-dinky piece of shit, how the hell did it get back through the atmosphere? What was the material? It didn't have those plates that the actually the plates that are on the space shuttle, they don't go into space itself. They can't. They can only go above above the atmosphere. And what they're doing is they're doing putting up satellites and shit like that, and then there's a space station right there, but it's in an orbit. It's not in space like where the moon is. Cause that shit is dangerous. Probably a little pebble, right? Let me see, a little pebble so big could rip right through the ship. Cause it's flying through space. And it's probably been on a trajectory for 1,000,000 years. This little pebble hits their little piece of shit, rinky dinky ass shit that we saw of the landing on the moon. I mean, I am not a conspiracy theorist, but looking at that, looking at the ship itself, it doesn't matter that people tried to debunk the video by saying there's a flash here or whatever because they were analyzing the video. Was it fake? Was it in a studio? I don't even care about that, right? I don't care about debunking the video itself. I'm looking at the fucking spaceship. And then Elon Musk says in an interview, we can't get back in space to the moon with a ship with human beings in it. Now, we've sent probes. Supposedly, these probes have gone around and taken all these pictures and shit. It's not manned. But that rinky-dinky ass ship, look at it. How the hell did that rinky-dink shit get back to the Earth? Just look at the ship, and then that should say everything. I mean, it looked like it had some kind of, the silver crap on the top, like that was going to protect the whole ship. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I could be completely wrong, but it's interesting and fun to think about it because he said we can't get back to the moon. We can't do it yet. We forgot. We don't know how they built the pyramids because somehow we forgot. We forgot how they did it. But anyway, there's my take on that. It's hilarious.
Okay, I'm gonna text you. I gotta go by in '69, and they get these people. They tell you like he's a genius. They're all writing like he's a genius, so we should just accept that Elon Musk is a genius because like all the writers who are obviously indoctrinated into the occult are telling us that this is the next person that we should worship. The establishment of Hollywood. It was all occults. They were all Aleister Crowley proteges who were just raping kids and summoning demons, and demons are real. So at the same time that they're summoning demons, they are making us all believe that faith is not real. And that has been, I think, the greatest trick that the devil ever played, right? Is making people think that he didn't exist and making people atheist, making people believe that there's nothing, like you're here for a moment in time, because then it allows them to further tether us to their reality and to their God, which is money, right? Well, if you...
I don't think anybody could be made to worship these things or made to become an atheist. You choose. Because somewhere down the line, as your walk through your life, you're going to encounter different religions and hear different things. So is it before the Son of Man returns, at least everybody on the face of the earth alive at that time would have a chance to hear the word? Just throwing that out there. But so you have a choice. You have a choice to do these things. Are we predispositioned to certain things? Maybe to diseases and things like that, but I'm with her on demons, principalities, ruler of the air, this kind of thing. There's demonic influence. I agree. I agree that Hollywood plays a role in that. The music industry, even Christian, even people who claim to be Christian, those preachers that the prosper, or give me money and then the Lord's gonna bless you, and then claim it, prosperity preaching, this kind of crap. I never bought into that. Never bought into that. Like, just because you do something good, you're gonna expect God to do something good for you. That's not how it works. You do good because you feel like it's a it's the right thing to do. And don't tell nobody what you're doing. Right? Don't let your left hand see what your right hand's doing. Kind of thing. But I think there will be wonders. It does say in Revelation there will be signs and wonders, and many people will be deceived. Whether that's going to be AI projecting something, and we think that shit is real, just everybody needs to be prepared. I mean, AI is getting so out there that we're not going to be able to tell. They could take your image, your voice, your cadence, everything, and then play something, and you're going to believe it. Maybe they could try to use this technology to frame people. I don't know. All kinds of things went through my head. This deep fake has been out for at least a decade, right? Using the deep fake to misguide people. We just have to watch what they bear, what fruits they bear, and what's happening around us.
Truly knew and believed, like I do. I actually know that this is not it. Like I know this is not it. But if you truly believed that, you wouldn't sell your soul. People think that that's just like an expression. Oh, he sold his soul. No, you are literally selling your soul. Like when you tell lies and you go down a path of lying because you're so afraid of not having the security of a paycheck, or you're willing to do something terrible to maintain that job, or keeping your mouth shut to maintain that job. We're seeing it right now with the Charlie Kirk case, right? You're selling your soul. Like there's a life after this. They have made you pledge your allegiance to their dollar because they know life is going on. They know that. They want you to literally sell them your soul. That's my personal belief. It's why I am religious. It's why I speak about, my faith openly, because I just know if this is not it. And I just know these people are demons. Like, I don't know. They just like, look at the way they breathe. Like, you know what I mean? Same thing. I look at Sam Altman. I'm like, look, I don't know. But I know it's not a droid, obviously. I'm telling
I don't know, but I know. Work. Now, we have, where is she? Where is she? Wow. Look at that face. Dad blame. Dad blame. Candace has got some cojones to come out and say she thinks Elon Musk is a hybrid and that he's demonic. Now, I've seen some pictures of his mother, and I don't know if they were AI generated, but it had her in a lot of weird clothing, and she's doing weird hand stuff, and it was all Illuminati and skull and crossbones kind of shit, right? The third eye shit, finding the enlightenment. And I was like, what the hell is this? So I didn't do a deep dive. I didn't go look. I just thought maybe somebody was just, doing this shit because a lot of people can't stand him, right? But I'd say, guys, just watch people. You'll know them by their fruits. So, do you think they're hybrids? What is also the Bible says? There's nothing new under the sun. So everything's been done before. So remember when they were starting to try to clone, what was it, Dolly, the sheep or something? They tried to clone the sheep. The sheep died. I'm sure everybody was wondering how ethical this was. And of course, Hollywood did a bunch of movies on it. So do you think that they actually stopped trying to clone? No, they still do it, but have they tried to clone humans? Probably. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just don't see how they could resist doing it. Right? Resist doing it. Do y'all remember the movie The Island? Where they were clones of people out in the regular world working every day. And their clones lived in this island, like, structured environment. So, say you had a clone, you paid for a clone. It's like insurance. You bought a clone. They cloned you, right? So you get in an accident, or you need a heart transplant, or you need a new lung, or a new limb. I don't know. They'd go get your clone. But what they did with the clones is they had like a lottery, right? So when the clones won the lottery, they were all excited that they're going to get to leave the island and have this whole new life, right? It was crazy. It was actually a good movie. It was actually a decent movie. Now it's pretty dated, but I don't know. But to honestly think that they wouldn't be experimenting with that, I think would be disingenuous. That how could they resist that? Resist doing that? I don't know. I mean, I know they can grow skin. They can do all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of craziness, craziness. So this woman, Jennifer Welch, is quite the person. So I don't know, guys. Do you think she's a hybrid? This is the funny at the end of the video. This is the funny where is there something strange about her eyes? And look at here, and then there's that down there. But this woman is very vile, very, very vile. So, celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk, or we're coming after you. Now, this is her.
Finally, if you think this Zoran thing is happening just in New York, and you think people are waking up only in New York City, you're mistaken. Look at this clip of a wine mom at the No Kings March. Play the clip.
Whatever his name was?
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him is horrible. Horrible.
Charlie Kirk is horrible?
Yes, I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses. Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would
so
you be
sorry.
glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
You should be ashamed of
You
yourself.
should be ashamed of yourself.
Your friend just said she'd be happy
Damn.
if I died.
I think we need to...
And then she just laughs.
So listen to that Democratic establishment.
She just thinks it's so funny that this little old lady and then this other lady just laughs. Just thinks it's funny that she's glad Charlie Kirk's dead and people who follow him need to die too. Look at her.
You
smug.
can either jump on board with this shit, or we're coming after you in the same way that we come after MAGA. Period. Stop taking AIPAC money. Go on an I'm sorry I took AIPAC money atonement tour if you want to stay in power. Stop missing out on these big rallies. Hakeem and Chuck should have been front and center introducing the next mayor of New York City. But no, they wouldn't show up because they're pussies. They're pussies that are beholden to the same corporations that that helped Donald Trump get elected. And this is just an embarrassment. Kudos to Bernie, to AOC, to Zoran. And that woman out in somewhere middle America saying, fuck Charlie Kirk. He was a racist. He was a piece of shit. There are so many more of us than there are of them. And these Democrats that continue to play patty cake with corporations and lobbyists, nobody wants that. Nobody wants you. We want politicians to speak freely and look at what the benefit is. Look at what is happening in New York. And you dipshits are sitting on the sidelines, running your social media like complete dorks. It's embarrassing. Get your shit together. Hakeem and Chuck, seriously get your shit together because the Democratic Party is moving on.
What?
Finally.
The shit.
If you think this.
Look at her. Good Lord. So she's had how much plastic surgery? Yeah, if anything, Candace Owens, there's your hybrid right there. This miserable person. She's one of those who says that she's happily divorced. And I think she has 2 sons. Do you think they're just embarrassed and loathe her? That she thinks Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck U. Schumer all need to come out and glorify Charlie Kirk's death, that they're just a bunch of pussies on X and they're going about their business, and the Democrat Party's just going to move on without them, which I will agree with her with that, because AOC, Zohan, we're going to call him Mohammed because he gets offended if somebody calls, yeah, we'll call him Zoe Mohammed. Bernie Sanders. These people are going to be the future of the Democrat Party going leftard on steroids. They went past ludicrous speed and went plaid. Literally. So she's saying, get on board. We're just going to move right past you. So what? Get on board with what? By they should have been at these rallies where people were having shirts on, or somebody dressed up as Charlie Kirk's body being shot and blood everywhere. These people were going to be nowhere near that. Are you insane? They're politicians. So she wants them on board, fully in bed, down this dark rabbit hole. Candace, you should be talking about this and not about Elon Musk being a fucking hybrid. You should be talking about how far left and how demonic these people are. What are you doing? Stop going down these dumbass rabbit holes about Jews and this whole lineage of Jews and they just want to take over the world or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of dumb shit or whatever she's saying, right? It's stupid. Why is she not deep diving in more of this? Now, look, I haven't watched any of her shows, so if she is, yeah, put it in the comment and tell me. Has she been denouncing all of this? Going after Zohan, talking to imams, being in bed with imams who despise America, who despise Israel. These people want us destroyed and Israel destroyed. Hell, I don't know who else they want destroyed. Let me know. Who the fuck does Islam, Muslims, who else do they want destroyed? Other than Israel and America, the big evil. So they come here, they're not assimilating. They want to take over. And if we keep allowing this, I saw a stat. I'm going to finish this video up here pretty quick. It's something I watched. It was probably about 10 years ago. Because I have no life. And they were talking about how the population, we're not reproducing. We're not replenishing the numbers in America and other parts of the world. This is happening all over the planet, by the way, not just America. And it's been happening around the same time. It's been a progression around the same time, which I find extraordinary and frightening at the same time, because who's the puppet masters here that can have, it seems to be all of this stuff happening in the progression around the same time all over the world. It's bizarre, it's kind of scary and fascinating. Right? Very fascinating. So, all of these big countries around the world aren't having children, and a lot of them are having trouble having children. So we don't know if that's being caused by the food, what's going on with that, on top of aborting our children, indoctrinating people since the 70s, late 60s, by women. Women don't have to get married and be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. No, they need to go have a career. Right? They can be their own person, their own boss. So then we got bossy bitches, right? Wasn't there a big thing for a while, bossy bitches? But no, this is serious. So this is happening globally. So we're not getting our numbers back, right? We're not replenishing our numbers, and let's just take America. So this projection that somebody did on YouTube, you can go probably Google it. It was a long time ago. I saw it, but I'm sure there's others who have done this study. And it said within 50 years. So I had seen this video. God, it's probably been a decade or more. I don't know. It's been a very long time. But I found it fascinating. It's saying that the dominant race in America are going to be Muslims. And then the next is going to be Mexicans. And then it would be white. And then it would be black. Blacks, y'all should be pissed. Like, what the fuck? We can't allow this to happen. We need to go on a crusade to get back to traditional marriage, instill these values, stop with the woke, do away with the Department of Education. I don't know if it's too late. Even RFK said a couple of weeks ago, we should be at like 2.5 or something where we're replenishing. He says we're at like 1 point something. So I don't even know. I'm not smart enough to know if we could get this back on the trend that we're going, but the Democrats are doubled down every fucking time they get up. They're all about abort your baby, abort your baby, abort your baby. Let the illegals in. They just want a better life. Let the illegals in. They just want a better life. Because you know damn well the Mexicans and the Muslims are not aborting their children. But we are. Because we bought into the feminazi lie. We bought into the propaganda that Candace Owens was kind of touching upon on how they get us emotionally, mentally. It's true. They do this with advertising too. It's true. We're all manipulated. We need to put a stop to it. We need to put a stop to it. Hopefully President Trump can have we didn't have the Department of Education before what was I did a whole video on it. Gosh, we went like 100 years, guys, or whatever, without the Board of Education. And then all of a sudden we got it and everything went to shit over a few decades. It literally went to shit. Look at what we have today. Brain rot people who don't know diddly shit about nothing. Except, what's the latest song? What's the best movie out? What propaganda slurs that they get from the Democrat Party? Just dumbass shit they tell these college kids. Doctrinating them in the colleges. Started with them when they were little in school. They're primed and ready for college. This is how we got this. And it's taken them decades upon decades of their efforts to infiltrate us. So we will implode from within. But dumbing down the education is happening all over the world. It's not just here. Dumbing down education, women not having children, men and women not getting married until in their late 30s and maybe only having one child or maybe not having any child. This is happening all over the world. It's alarming. COVID hit. The whole world shut down. I was like, my God. I'm thinking in my head, well, this is a test run. Because I knew it was bullshit from the get-go. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm like, wait a minute. All these people are dying and blah, blah, blah. My family's calling me and they're scared. I said, calm down, calm down. I said, look, go look out your window. Why do I need to do that? Just go do it. Did you see a paddy wagon coming down your street? Pulling bodies out of your neighbor's house? What? Yeah, I said, yeah, that's when you panic. That's when you go, holy shit, what the fuck? Right? And start praying. You look out your window, you see paddy wagons, because a lot of my family, other family members lives in neighborhoods, old neighborhoods, houses all around them. I said, when you see that, you panic. I said, but they never saw that. I said, stop panicking. The whole world is shut down. I think this is a test run to see how we're compliant. This is how my brain was working, because I'm just goofy like that. Maybe I've watched too many sci-fi, psychological movies and things like this. I'm picky about what I watch, or documentaries, or whatever the case may be. And of course, I'm not as smart as a Jordan Peterson, but my thought was, this is a test run. It's what I was thinking. Now, I could be wrong. This was a test run to see how compliant we would. And boy, we were compliant. We stayed home. You masked up when they told you to. A lot of those people went and got vaccines, and now a bunch of them are dead from it. Or God knows what they shot into you. People getting blood clots, heart problems, all kinds of problems. I'm like, we're not getting that shit. They put this out too fast. I told my family in this home, I said, no. And I told my kid, I said, if they pull you in a line to get a shot, you better call me, and you better kick and scream, because I'm coming to get you. They are not going to, because I didn't know if they were going to try to pull that shit at school, right? Like, line the kids up and give them all a shot and shit without your permission. I said, you tell them no, you need to call your mom. That's what, well, yeah, you need to call. And then I'm going to come get you. I am going to come get you. I wasn't going to have it. So I understand what she means by there's been, like when she's saying that we've all been dumbed down, we're all fat. We're fat because of there's a reason why we're fat too, is I did a video on all these additives that they're putting in the food, these additives that they're pumping in the meat, so when you cook it, it looks fluffier, it's healthier, and it stretches the meat. So the companies are making more money by stretching the meat, but the shit that they're pumping it with, and plus all the dyes and all the different kinds of artificial sugars, the bleaching, I mean, we can go on and on, soy, all of these different things are bad for our bodies. And some of your body doesn't know what to do with, right? And some of the food is just going to make you fat. Good God, put a McDonald's hamburger on out back. It won't ever rot. The bun, all of it. I never want to eat at fast food ever again. It's disgusting. I bought regular hamburger at the grocery store. Regular hamburger that the butcher in the back did at my local grocery store. You get the big pack for 3.5. It's like 3.5 to 4 pounds of meat, right? I'm sure your families, y'all cut it so you can split it up. Then I buy some grass-fed hamburger patties that they have back there. Grass-fed hamburger, they're more expensive, but when you cook them, they shrivel up. They're really small. But make you a hamburger patty out of the meat that the butcher that you got that's already pre-packed from the butcher inside your local store, and see how thick and fluffy it stays. I was telling my boy this week, I said, remember when I cooked those hamburgers, how thick they were? And then last night I cooked the grass-fed. I said, look at that. He said, wow. I said, yeah. It's probably make to trick you, like, oh, the grass-fed shriveling up to nothing. I ain't gonna buy that. I'm gonna go buy it because the other one's bigger, plump, more juicy. Because it's full of a bunch of shit that your body doesn't want, doesn't need. Just saying. There you go. There you have it. Let me know what you think in the comments. There you go.